Hey everyone, and welcome back. So Criterion has announced their October releases, and indeed one of them specifically was one I started hearing about just recently, and sure enough it is actually true, and I'm super excited it is actually finally coming because I've been hoping this was going to be coming out, honestly, ever since the Blu-ray came out. But anyway, I'll get to that in just a moment. So real quick, some of the other titles that they've announced are some interesting ones that sort of run the gamut, and some of them which sort of open up, in my opinion, other opportunities. So for example, this first one, coming October 25th, is the movie Eve's Bayou, and it's a Blu-ray release. It's getting a new, it does have a new 4K restoration of the director's cut, but also has the original theatrical version. Comes with an audio commentary on the director's cut with the director, Dr. Hugo, a short film made by the director, also in a 4K transfer from that. A new interview with the director, a cast reunion footage interview with composer Terrence Blanchard, a new program showcasing black and white Polaroids that Vincent took during production, cast and crew photographs, and the trailer. And the key about this one is the fact that Eve's Bayou, I don't know whether or not it still is, at least it has for a long time, been with Lionsgate. This means one of two things. Either the Lionsgate only had the rights to it for so long, and then the rights now, maybe they went back to the producer or something, I don't know, and they were able to license it then to Criterion, or, which is what I'm hoping, is that Lionsgate is actually starting to really license out some of their films out to other companies, which I really hope is the case, because Lionsgate is sitting on a massive library of stuff that has just not been released in so long. I mean, some of them haven't been released since DVD, and others even not even since VHS. If they're not going to release some stuff, like, just license them out. That's all I ask. So hopefully that's the case here. Next up is the 1997 Japanese film Cure, coming October 18th, and that is Blu-ray as well, but it does have a 4K restoration supervised by the cinematographer. A new conversation between the director Kiyoshi Kurosawa and filmmaker Ryusuke Hamaguchi. Sorry about that. Interview with actors Masato Hagiwara and Koji Yakusho. Oh God, I hope I'm pronouncing these correctly. Interview with 2003 with Kurosawa, trailers, and the teaser. I saw some people saying like they were hoping this was a 4K release since it did receive a 4K restoration. Yeah, I mean, for some of these, it's like I'm kind of in the middle, because I can kind of understand that 4K, getting rights to a 4K release is a whole other ball of wax, and it's not always easy to do. And you have to weigh the costs, whether or not is it worth doing a full 4K release for a film, for example, like this film, which is technically not as well known. So, but I don't know. Next up, a more recent film, and this is from 2019. That's a film, La Yorana. I should be pronouncing that right. My Latin roots would be ashamed. That's the Blu-ray is coming October 18th, and that has a new 2K transfer approved by the director, as well as a new interview with the director and a documentary on the making of the film, as well as the trailer. This next one should definitely be a delight for classic film fans. And coming October 11th on Blu-ray, Arsenic and Old Lace, the Frank Capra film, and that has a new 4K transfer, as well as an audio commentary track featuring Charles Dennis, author of There's a Body in the Window Seat, The History of Arsenic and Old Lace, a radio adaptation from 1952 starring Boris Karloff, as well as the trailer. Now this one has been long overdue. Again, this is kind of one of those where it's like, why isn't this a 4K release rather than just a Blu-ray? Now that I don't know all the details in and out. That could be more of a licensing thing, but again, this was one that's definitely overdue for a release, so happy that that is coming out. And then the next two are 4K releases. First up is one that a lot of people have been waiting on for a long time, and that is the David Lynch film Lost Highway. And there will be two versions of that, a Blu-ray only or a 4K and a Blu-ray combo one. Has a new 4K restoration supervised and approved by director David Lynch. Has a 5.1 and the original stereo soundtrack. And the 4K disc will have the film in Dolby Vision HDR, as well as the Blu-ray included will have the film along with all the special features, which includes Pretty as a Picture, The Art of David Lynch, a feature-length 1997 documentary. Reading by Lynch and critic Christine McKenna of excerpts from their 2018 book, Room to Dream. Archival interviews with Lynch and actors Patricia Arquette, Bill Pullman, and Robert Loggia. And that is coming October 11th. So here's hoping we can get more David Lynch in 4K. And definitely the one that I'm super excited about is I'm even wearing the shirt today. And this is obviously a 4K release of George Romero's Night of the Living Dead. And that is coming October 4th. Obviously, the Blu-ray has been out for a couple years, so this is going to be a 4K and Blu-ray combo release. So actually gonna have 3 discs, 4K disc and then 2 Blu-rays. I'm pretty sure that the Blu-rays included are pretty much the previous releases that have all the extras on it. But real quick, obviously it has that 4K restoration that was done just a couple years ago. Now what I don't know is whether or not any of the extras will be on the 4K disc, or if it's basically the 4K disc is pretty much just the movie. I mean, maybe it has the audio commentary tracks, but I don't think it's going to have anything else. Now the package as a whole, of course, ports over some of the pre-existing extras like the Night of Anubis work print cut, which I wasn't expecting that to be in 4K because it's pretty rough. That should be on the included Blu-ray. 16mm dailies reel, a program with a bunch of the industrial commercials that they were doing at the time, 2 audio commentaries from 1994, which I believe some of those were actually, I believe both of those were done for the Elite Laserdisc from way back when. They've been ported over, luckily, of other releases, including this one. Archival interviews, as well as newsreels from 1967, the trailer, radio spots, and TV spots. So pretty much all the same extras as before. I'm guessing all of those are pretty much on the Blu-ray. Probably, most likely, the 4K disc won't have much on it, but I'm just happy to actually finally get Night of the Living Dead in 4K. Ever since the 4K restoration was done, I've been hoping for a 4K release, and again I was hoping that Criterion would do it. So indeed we are getting it, and it is coming October 4th, which is great news. Now at this point we just need well, not just, there's a lot we need, but specifically out of the original 3 anyway, now that we've gotten Dawn, at least in the UK, you know, some of us had to import it, obviously, but it is still available. Now we're getting Night, and then hopefully we get a new restoration of Day of the Dead at some point. Hopefully somebody somewhere is working on that. Just watched Day of the Dead, in fact, this past weekend. I watched the old Scream Factory release, which was actually one of their early releases, so hopefully somebody somewhere can give that film some love, because it definitely needs a new transfer, and obviously one in 4K. And also just want to mention real quick, coming October 4th as well, not from Criterion, but actually from Paramount, we are getting a 4K release of Scream 2. So they are definitely putting out more of the Scream films in 4K, thank goodness. Hopefully Scream 3 is not far behind. You know, hopefully they're not waiting like too much time to put some of these out. And I believe there will be 2 versions, a Steelbook and a standard release. So that is definitely good news there. So just want to include that one real quick. So just as a heads up, I do have a couple videos. Some of them I've already shot. Some of them I still need to shoot. So the first part of the Q&A has actually been shot already. Just need to finish editing it. So keep an eye out for that. I think there's going to end up probably being 3 videos total for the Q&A, just so I can give enough time to answer each question, because I got so many great questions. I definitely don't want to rush through them. Also have that unboxing video that I did have to re-film as part of it because the audio kind of fell out towards the end. And I do have a pickups video I do need to film. Like, I was waiting on a couple things to come in, and indeed they did, so I just need to record that. So definitely a lot of stuff coming up. Couple things I also want to get done before my trip. I have a trip coming up in the beginning of August. So some stuff I want to do before that trip, and then other stuff I'm waiting until after I get back. But there's a lot coming. Finally, there's, you know, stuff I've been wanting to do for a long time that I'm finally going to be able to do. But I'll keep you all updated on that. And again, thank you for your patience for some of the stuff over the last like month or so, and I've been kind of slow with a few things. So definitely let me know your thoughts on all these announcements. Hopefully you're as excited for Night of the Living Dead 4K as I am. And again, hopefully we can get a couple more of George's films in 4K as well. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.